A society that has lost touch with its creative side is an imprisoned society, in that generations of people may be closed-minded. It broadens our perspective, and creativity can help us overcome prejudices. That's a quote from the National Youth Council of Ireland. Welcome to The Modern Creative Woman, exploring the art and science of creativity. I am your host and creativity expert, Dr. Amy Bacos. Let's get started. Hello, my beautiful friends. Do you ever feel frustrated and find it difficult to make the changes that you want in your life? Or it's hard to get what you want in your relationships, in society? Perhaps you feel frustrated about social change and the way it seems to move at a snail's pace. Today, we are talking about 6 ways that creativity can help you get what you want. A long time ago, came up with the word service, and it has been my main mission and purpose since I was probably 14 or 15 years old, maybe younger. It was part of growing up, being of service to people. My parents were both teachers, and then my mom went on to become a professor. And they always encouraged me to find a profession that I both loved and would be helpful. It would provide solutions and help people make the world a better place. And so service is my mission. I am with the goal to make the world a better place using creativity. That was the gift that I showed up with: creative thinking, creativity, and art making. So I want to talk a little bit today about how creativity really allows for the change you're seeking in your life, in your family, in society. So let's dive in. The first one is around cultural humility. Creative thinking really helps us so much with having a humble stance and perspective on the world. If we have an open mind and we're open to new experiences, only then can we imagine the experiences of others. There is a psychology assessment and theory around the big 5 personality variables, and one of them is openness to new experience. And what makes it so incredible, this quality that we have, is it's on a continuum, and we can rate high on it or low on it or somewhere in the middle. However, this one variable, openness to new experience, is something that we can change. It is the most flexible of our personality variables, and that is so exciting to me. It means that we can indeed change our perspective and begin to love our neighbors a little bit more. We can work on our own racism, sexism, homophobia. It's possible to change this within ourselves, and it changes our entire perspective, and it makes the world a much friendlier place. When I think about how creativity helps with cultural humility, it allows me to have an openness to the experience of others because I don't think my way is the right way. I'm not wedded to the beliefs that I grew up with or that I see in the dominant society. I really am able to take a more open perspective. So the next one that follows cultural humility is social change. And creativity, honestly, is the way towards social change. It is how we move forward in terms of progress, making changes, making new laws. It is the way that we can connect with the people in our immediate community and in the wider community. Being creative lets us solve social problems. It allows us to see others for who they are and ourselves for who we are, and then we don't judge others. We have to have creativity to ultimately change the environment, to change perspectives and help our government leaders change their perspectives. So creativity also leads to solutions. And I'm talking first about personal solutions. We all have problems and challenges, like from the simple things around the house to complex situations in our personal relationships and certainly within our families. We struggle in our communities. The problems that we start with at home can get bigger and bigger. We act out our frustrations on others. We do all kinds of things that make our lives more difficult if we are not open to solving our own personal problems. So creativity lets us take a look inside ourselves. In acceptance and commitment therapy, when we're able to take perspective and observe our thoughts, it's called diffusion. And we take a step back and we look at what our thoughts are doing. And for a little bit more on that, listen to the previous episode of the Modern Creative Woman podcast, where I kind of give you the academic lecture on convergent and divergent thinking. So when we're able to use divergent thinking, which connects lots of ideas, we can solve problems. We can be a little more clever in just simple solutions at home. And that expands outward. When we think about our own liberation, it's tied up with the liberation of everyone else. Our own personal sense of peace in ourselves then expands to our home and our community. Still on this third reason why creativity matters, we're on solutions. So we started with personal solutions. It also gives us political solutions. We can have creative new ways of discussing our perspectives or problem solving the challenges of government. It also gives us solutions to social and environmental problems. And when we think about how we can support our brothers and sisters in other areas and other communities and around the world, it takes creativity and it takes really innovative people to start a movement or start a PAC fund or develop new ways of solving complex global problems. So that's number 3. Number 4 reason for using and cultivating your creativity is your own personal growth and development. And that matters because then it translates into your relationships. So if we're focused on creativity and our own personal growth, we become open and available to understanding ourselves. We stop acting unconsciously and we start acting with intention. We consider what's most important to us, and then we devise much more creative ways of engaging in the world. If there are things you don't like, it starts with calming ourselves. And so that sense of personal development and understanding ourselves comes so much from the arts. Writing, creating art therapy, of course, expressive arts therapies in general. So that includes music and dance. These kinds of expressions are biological and natural and inherent to the experience of being a human being. There's survival advantages to it. It matters so much that we are able to express ourselves. We consume so much, but mostly we're consuming the creativity of other people. Television, film, social media, all the ways that we're consuming others' creativity, even going to the grocery store where you are consuming the creativity of other people. Somebody had to design the packaging, etc. But when we stop and give contribution for creativity to ourselves, we are increasing our self-knowledge, and that inherently changes our relationships with other people. The more we know ourselves, the easier it is to act consciously, to not just lash out unconsciously with anger or frustration or resent other people or project our fears onto whole other groups, cultures, countries. Peaceful relationships is this gorgeous byproduct of using creativity in your personal growth and development. Okay, the number 5 reason that creativity helps us is better communication. You get to be so much more engaged with others when you know yourself and your mind is open using divergent thinking. You're able to listen. You're able to actively listen. And that's a term we use in psychology that's about focusing completely on the other person, what they're saying, and just observing yourself and what your responses are, but not planning what you're going to say next, not wondering when you can interrupt or getting defensive. It means just actively listening. And that requires an open mind, a creative mind, and some divergent thinking. Because if we're focused on what we're going to say next, you already know what you're going to say next. You're not going to learn anything from that. But when we truly listen to others, we can learn so much. And the last reason why you want more creative thinking in your life relates to success. Success in business, at home, in your community. Creative thinking is so coveted as a skill in business. It is what allows entrepreneurs to create a business out of nothing. Just out of their mind, they created a business. Creative thinking allows for new products, new solutions in science, medicine, and technology. Creative thinking allows you a more gorgeous home environment. And if you open your mind, you might become interested in aesthetics and the beauty of things around you. You might want to paint your walls, rearrange your furniture, try new recipes, enjoy a little sliver of sunshine while you cozy up and read a book. You will find creative thinking gives your home a warm touch. And finally, success in your community. If you're a community organizer or you participate in neighborhood events, your creativity can solve problems very quickly and easily. Often at community meetings or political gatherings where there's a board present and the community shows up, people will get upset and fearful and not focus on solutions. They'll just focus on talking about the fear. And creativity allows a shift in the whole room when people start identifying solutions and getting excited about them. So now that you know all this about creativity, what will you create? Have a wonderful week, and I cannot wait to see you in the next episode. And hey, come join me at The Modern Creative Woman on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest at Dr. Amy Bacos. And have you gotten a copy of the 5 Values of the Modern Creative Woman? Hop on over to themoderncreativewoman.com and pick up your free copy of the aspirational principles that you need to live your modern creative life. You can learn more there about the Modern Creative Woman community, membership, and of course, our intensive packages. All right, talk to you soon. See you next time.